So then I said to her, what do you mean $6? Isn't this butter free? Spike, what is this? Did you give me an Easter basket?
I mean, it was in the script that you sent me.
A cookies and cream bunny, a Jurassic World Stegosaurus, a screwdriver, another copy of Amityville 2: The Possession. And what are these? Some Pokemon cards?
I haven't even seen this until now.
Let's see, 4 Exeggcute and a Wigglytuff. How random, yet specific.
Well, I mean, Easter is the time to celebrate the gift of eggs. And Wigglytuff kind of looks like the Easter bunny.
Yeah, you're right. Well, thanks, buddy. Now I'm gonna give you your gift.
Please don't make another TCG challenge for me. I'm serious. Please don't. Please. Really. Don't do that.
Oh, don't be silly. I have something much better. Hey, check this out. Oh yes, it's time to show off some more sweet Into the AM shirts. There are some new designs launching, and well, I just had to go take a stroll around the park in them. I don't even care if it was 50 degrees out. I've said it before, but with my somewhat tall and relatively thin stature, I find it very difficult to find shirts that fit me exactly how I want them to. And I'm serious when I say that Into the AM really gets it right. I'm not saying that these shirts are only for my body type, I mean they come in all sizes, but what I can say is that I have no complaints about these. So I'm here to tell you that if you want to find some well-fitting shirts with some fantastic designs, use the link intotheam.com/Paraspectre to get 10% off of your order. Graphic tees are 3 for $60, basic tees are 3 for $49.95, and yes, using the Paraspectre code does stack on top of these. It's the least I could do for all my shroomy friends. And that's not even all of it. From March 27th to March 30th, there is also a clearance sale going on. So many options to spice up your wardrobe. The link is also in the description below, so go check out intotheam.com/Paraspectre to get that added 10% off. Paraspectre will return. And there you go, your very own promo code.
I hope those shirts come in XXXXX small. I'm only like 3 inches high. And a bug.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Hey, what if I go beat the TCG using these Exeggcute and Wigglytuff cards that you got me?
Sometimes I wish this mushroom would take over my hearing too.
Hello my friends. You know, it's actually been a while since I've done a TCG challenge, but it got me thinking. It's been years since I've colored eggs, and well, it's now Easter season here in the good old North America. Coloring eggs, hiding Easter baskets, looking up facts about rabbits on Wikipedia. I mean, these are all Easter time staples, for some reason. And I'm not going to get into the origin of bunnies and eggs for the holiday, but what I am going to do is hide my own Easter basket for you all to find here on the channel. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to do another challenge on the Pokémon Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color. It should be right on your recommended page, so no hunting necessary. I'm such a generous guy. So here's the thing. Back when the Year of the Rabbit began, I made a video talking about every Pokemon based on rabbits. And much to my surprise, and the more I thought about it, I realized just how similar Wigglytuff is to everyone's favorite mythical mascot, the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny has been portrayed in so many great ways in video games over the years and is my favorite holiday mascot. So what better way to celebrate than by doing a challenge in which I use only one Wigglytuff? But, that doesn't seem like it should be enough, so I got to thinking again. Well, the answer is obvious. There is literally a Pokemon that is just a pile of eggs with faces. Well, most of them have faces. Rest in peace, one random egg in the back. What if I did a challenge where I use only one Wigglytuff and 4 Exeggcute? Now there's a top tier idea if I do say so myself. It's almost too perfect since there are no other Gen 1 Pokemon that have anything to do with eggs. Oh come on! You know what? No, I'm not going to include Chansey in this. It doesn't fit the theme well enough. What, am I gonna have the Easter Bunny, a mass of 24 eggs, and then a random Chansey? I don't like it. Also, it'll be more of a challenge to not use the rare Chansey anyways.
Let's explain the rules. I can only deal damage with Wigglytuff and Exeggcute for the entire game. Jigglypuff has to be in the deck in order to use Wigglytuff, but I can never attack with it. I will only use 1 Jigglypuff, 1 Wigglytuff, and 4 Exeggcute. There's only 1 Easter Bunny, so there's only 1 Wigglytuff being used here. There are 4 Exeggcute because we're gonna need as many eggs as we can get. And there will be no Exeggutor, as it's a palm tree with coconuts, and that's a very unorthodox Easter. The other 54 cards must be a mix of energies and trainers, no other Pokemon.
So this should be quick and easy for the setup. Let's examine the cards real quick. Firstly, as I said, there must be 1 Jigglypuff in the deck, but I'm making the rule that I cannot ever attack with it. It's simply there to either take hits or ideally evolve into Wigglytuff. There are actually 3 Jigglypuff options in the game, but I'm going to keep it simple and choose the jungle variant as it has 60 HP. No reason to go over its moves, so I'll just point out that it does have the weakness to fighting, a resistance to psychic, and a 1 retreat cost. But the real star of the show is the big wig itself, Wigglytuff. There is only 1 Wigglytuff in the game, so the jungle variant is my only option. Jungle Wigglytuff is a colorless rare, has 80 HP, a weakness to fighting, resistance to psychic, and a 2 retreat cost. For 1 colorless, Lullaby automatically puts the defending Pokemon to sleep. Sleep is probably the least threatening status condition in the TCG because every turn there is a coin flip to determine if they awaken or not. It's possible that they could stay asleep for multiple turns though, so it definitely could have some reliability. And then for 3 colorless, Do the Wave does 10 damage, plus 10 more for each of my benched Pokemon. This really isn't as scary as it could possibly be because, well, the only other Pokemon in the deck are going to be the 4 Exeggcute. So at most, Wigglytuff will be dealing 50 damage, and that's only if I manage to have all 4 Exeggcute on the bench. Probably not going to happen too often. However, there is one extra thing I can do, and that is use 4 mysterious fossils. They actually do count as benched Pokemon, even though they can do absolutely nothing except take a hit for 10. But it does make Wigglytuff a little scarier at least. And yes, what's the Easter Bunny without some creepy psychic eggs? Jungle Exeggcute is a 50 HP grass common with a weakness to fire and a 1 retreat cost. For 1 psychic, Hypnosis puts the defending Pokemon to sleep. So yes, all of my Pokemon will be able to cause auto-sleep if need be. For 2 grass, Leech Seed does 20 damage and then I heal Exeggcute for 1 damage counter. So yeah, out of all of the cards from base set, jungle, and fossil, Exeggcute is one of only 3 cards that uses 2 different types of energies for their moves, the others being fossil, Psyduck, and Golduck. Except Exeggcute is more accurate, as it is actually part psychic type, unlike those pure water ducks. And well, that's it for the setup. It probably won't be too easy of a challenge, even though I think Jungle Exeggcute is actually pretty decent. The only advantage I'll have is being good against Pokemon with a grass weakness, and then maybe psychic types with Wigglytuff's resistance. Either way, I probably won't be dishing out too much damage too often. We shall see. So alright everyone, get out your egg dippers, go buy some food coloring, some fake grass, and a wicker basket, and I'll supply the eggs as we delve into the Pokémon Trading Card Game using only Exeggcute and Wigglytuff. So I have some good news everyone, this worthless professor is actually going to give me a head start here. The Bulbasaur and Friends deck actually comes with a Jigglypuff. Wow, what a nice guy, and such a huge speed boost to get this challenge going. Too bad I can't actually fight with it. But it should be pretty easy to get my Easter boys. Exeggcute are common cards found in mystery packs, and Wigglytuff is a rare in the Colosseum ones. So you all know what this means, right? I said the magic words there. Mystery packs. That's right, it's time to go tie old Matthew's shoelaces together and then ask him to give me all of his allowance money. And by ask, I mean absolutely stomp on his lame rock Pokemon and forcefully take packs and packs from him until he forgets the value of $1. This is what Easter is all about, you know? But to be expected, this took no time at all. But I now have to do the thing where I have to use the energies I don't need until I obtain more trainer cards over time. But clearly, I'm going to start with the Rock Club. Stony Jean is going to learn a thing or two about what Easter is all about too. And as expected, this was a nothing battle. I started with an Exeggcute who single-handedly took down 2 Rhyhorn, a Geodude, and Diglett. I almost did it without taking damage, but Diglett slapped some mud on the eggs and a cheap shot at the end. Super easy, nothing to it. Rock Medal obtained. Let's do, I don't know, the Water Club next? The Swimmer Fools were incredibly easy to dispatch, so it's on to Amy. It's my 1 Exeggcute against her Lapras. Not a good Pokemon to start against. I have the energies, a potion, a plus power, and get a successful Pokeball right away, so I feel like I'm in good shape. Yeah, all until she gets a Wartortle and confuses me on the very next turn. I do my best, but I just cannot take down this stupid Lapras. By the time I finally do, about 7 minutes into the match, she already has a couple Wartortle ready to use Bite. But oh, it gets worse. Much, much worse. By the end, she manages to evolve both Wartortle into Blastoise, one with 5 water energies on it, dishing out 60 damage a turn, and on top of that, she has a Seeking too. So this went way south in an 11-minute battle. Attempt number 2. She starts with a Lapras and gets a quick Blastoise who Hydro Pumps all of my poor eggs with the power of Kramer's new Showerhead. That really sucked, but what was even more annoying was her Squirtle that would not stop paralyzing everybody after I took out Blastoise. So lame. Attempt number 3. But I feel like I learned my lesson now, and that lesson is to straight up destroy her Squirtle as fast as possible. I get 1 Exeggcute, she opens with a Goldeen. Perfect. She plays a Squirtle with an energy, but I say nope, not today. Removed. I get rid of Goldeen, in comes Squirtle who fails to paralyze me, but I go ballistic on it. 2+ powers to one-shot it with Leech Seed. She has a second Squirtle and brings in Goldeen. I draw a Gusty, so oh no, your Squirtle is coming in to take the hit. Right before things are about to shift my way, she plays a Super Energy Removal. I can't with this. So here we go with me not getting enough grass energies. I hate this. I do have an energy removal and an Oak Man, but I want to keep trying to get a grass energy without being paralyzed. I finally draw one and use my full heal to get Squirtle out of their 3 prizes left. But here we go with Lapras now. And an energy removal. Great. Fun. I draw a Psychic, so I can at least use Hypnosis to do something. I still want to save Oak because I have a couple plus powers and Pokemon Centers if need be. I get pretty lucky and Lapras stays asleep for 2 more turns. While I'm doing my best to knock it out, she plays a second Lapras now. Ugh. But I knocked the first one out. 2 prizes left, and she has yet to knock any of mine out, although I still have a couple mysterious fossils. This Exeggcute is going to get overtime pay. So I keep going, get confused, use a full heal, and she gets a Seeking in the process. But then luck is on my side. She fails with Confuse Ray, so Lapras number 2 goes the way of Cubone's mother. We are now 8.5 minutes in, and I finally get my second Pokemon, except it's Jigglypuff, so I can't even use it yet. She surprisingly brings in Goldeen and not Seeking, so okay. I draw a Gusty, so all I gotta do is use that once she retreats Goldeen on the next turn, and she brings in Horsey to hit me with Smokescreen. Come on, just end. But then I draw the star of the deck itself, Wigglytuff. All I do is retreat for Wigglytuff and do that wave for 40 damage, knocking out her stupid Seahorse. God, that took forever. I spent like half an hour on this Water Lady. Water Medal obtained. Let's go see the Grassy Ladies next. The bouncers were all taken down in one try. On to Nikki. This one, wow. This one was pretty crazy sexy cool. Nikki opens with Oddish, so I have to deal with this paralysis garbage from the get-go. After minutes go by, I can't take it anymore, so I use a Gusty to bring in an energyless Exeggcute. There are so many eggs on screen right now. We go back and forth, leech seeding to no end. I draw an Exeggcute, so now I have all 4 of them. Nikki has 2, so that's 36 eggs in the game right now. Another Easter miracle. But hers finally gets the best of mine, so I knock hers out next. 12 eggs gone just like that. In comes Stunspore and Oddish, who wastes no time paralyzing. Then Nikki does the unthinkable, evolves Exeggcute into Exeggutor? Excuse me, I said no Exeggutor for this challenge. I use a plus power to get Oddish out of here, in comes cheating Exeggutor. It big explodes all over my own eggs for 40. But yeah, I'm in trouble. Boom! Another 40 from Big Explosion. This is bad. I get Exeggutor down to 30, but she takes out another Exeggcute. I bring in my injured one to try my luck with Hypnosis, but that doesn't work. She isn't adding more energies to Exeggutor though, so that's something. But then, dear God, she evolves Bulbasaur into Ivysaur, and then plays a Pokemon Breeder to turn Oddish into Vileplume, and uses its Pokemon power of Heal to help Exeggutor all in one turn. Yeah, maybe this match isn't for me. Hypnosis does actually work, at least for one turn. My next card though, the Oak Man. I get 2 energy removals and another Oak Man. I choose to use both on Ivysaur in a risky move. I mean, I have Exeggutor, Vileplume, and Ivysaur to deal with, who could potentially become Venusaur. Vileplume heals Exeggutor again, so I go for the second Oak Man. bringing my deck down quite a bit now. I do get Wigglytuff and a Bill, so I use that too. But that Bill gets me Jigglypuff, so now I have a chance. I use a plus power to finally destroy Exeggutor. In comes Bulbasaur. Weird. But she turns that right into Ivysaur and poisons me. Yeah, I gotta get energies onto Jigglypuff fast. Exeggcute goes down, I bring in a fossil just to stall, but the more fossils I lose too, the less power Do the Wave has. Luckily, I have another one, and a revive to keep the bench full. And you know what? I actually make it happen. The mighty Wigglytuff comes in, one-shots Ivysaur, one-shots the other Ivysaur, and then I use a Gusty to bring in Gloom to one-shot that as well. 3 prizes just like that, and my deck was very low. That was close, but wow, a really good match. Grass Medal obtained, and yeah, that's back-to-back good, yet close, card battles there. I'm gonna go with the Science Club next, because these nerds need to be taken down a peg. And this match was, yeah, not really exciting. I was using Exeggcute almost the whole time, who even took down Mewtwo pretty easily, all until he used a Porygon with Conversion 2, changing its resistance to Grass. If this happens, I am basically restricted to only finding Wigglytuff in the deck, which I did thanks to a Pokeball to get Jigglypuff. But that was really the only obstacle here. Science Medal obtained. I think it's time for the Fighting Club now. The lackeys were really easy. Time for Mitch. This one could prove to be problematic, as he likes to use Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee a lot, and yeah, this did not go well. I even caught a break at one point because he used a Gust of Wind to bring in my Mysterious Fossil with a powered up Hitmonchan, and I still messed up by accidentally bringing in the Energyless Exeggcute instead of the one with energies on it. Let's just start this one over with attempt number 2. His Hitmonlee high jumps my only Exeggcute in 3 turns, attempt number 3. His Machoke and Hitmonlee are way too much for me, but I'm not scared. I didn't hear no bell. Attempt number 4. I only get Jigglypuff. Yeah, I'm still not scared. What, is a little stretch kick gonna bring me down? Attempt number 5. Nope. Attempt number 6. Nope. Attempt number 7. Wait, this one actually starts to go well. He doesn't get a Hitmonchan, but I did have to deal with a bunch of Machop and a couple Hitmonlee. In the end, I used a Gusty to one-shot his stupid weak Mankey to finally win this thing. Good God, I didn't expect Mitch to be one of the tougher ones. I get that Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff are weak to his, and that certainly did factor into a couple losses. But man, Machop and Hitmonchan dishing out 20s for a single energy is rough when Exeggcute only has 50 HP. But I finally did it, and I don't think I could have done it without trainer cards. I know they can make things very easy, sometimes cheaply easy, but I would have been here trying this over and over without them. Even still, it was kinda close at the end there. I need something more straightforward. Let's go unplug Isaac's gym. I start with a couple Exeggcute against Electabuzz and Magnemite. It's all going swimmingly with the same Exeggcute knocking out Magnemite, Voltorb, and Electabuzz, all until he evolves a second Voltorb into Electrode. Electrode's Sonic Boom kinda sucks for me because 2 will knock an Exeggcute out, even with the Leech Seed heal. And every time I think I'm about to knock out Electrode, bro used 3 potions on it over time. Come on. So I do lose an Exeggcute, but I knock it out in the next turn. Isaac's next genius move is to straight up blow up his own Magnemite, which means I now only need 1 prize to win. Apparently he thought it was worth it to take out a few of my mysterious fossils. But look what happens. He just brings in a slightly injured Magnemite and all I do is use a plus power to win. Was it worth it, Isaac? To blow up your own friend? Lightning Medal obtained. Only 2 remain. And I'm most certainly saving fire for last. Murray is next. And wow, you just have to see this one to believe it. I start with an Exeggcute and a Fossil without enough energies to do anything yet, and he opens with a Chansey. So you know what? Maybe I can hold off long enough for Chansey to stay in and he can run out of cards. And it goes well for a while until he retreats Chansey for Abra to knock out my Fossil. At this point, he has 2 Chansey, an Abra, and Mr. Mime. I still can't attack, so I use a Gusty to bring Chansey back, but I can now use Hypnosis at least. Then he evolves Abra into Kadabra, which is terrifying, because Kadabra can one-shot all of my eggs. After a few turns, he retreats for Kadabra to one-shot Exeggcute with Super Psy. I draw a Gusty and bring Chansey back to continue the dance we started, and Chansey remembered to take her Ambien because it is time for a long nap. And then, Murray chooses to use a Professor Oak. Heck yeah, I think I gotta do what I can to deck him now. More turns go by, he retreats again to knock out another Exeggcute. I do revive a couple just to keep the bench with options, but I draw another Gusty. Welcome back, Chansey. How was your trip? Instead of retreating, Chansey uses Scrunch against my mysterious fossil. Okay. Then something odd happens. He evolves Kadabra into Alakazam. You would think this would make it scarier, but no. Alakazam cannot one-shot Execute now. He brings in Mr. Mime, who can take out an Execute with 3 Meditates, but that's only if I don't heal with Leech Seed. But I am still struggling to get energies over here. Murray utilizes Alakazam's Pokemon power of Damage Swap by moving damage counters off of Mr. Mime onto Chansey. Another Execute goes down, he only needs 3 prizes. I finally get 2 grass energies to use Leech Seed, which is perfect because if I'm fully healed, Mr. Mime's Meditate won't do any damage to me as he keeps moving damage counters onto his Chanseys. All until he immediately uses an energy removal to put the kibosh on that plan. Oh, and then another one. So now I have 2 Execute without any energies on it, and he still has 14 cards in his deck. He now removes a 3rd energy and takes out one of my last 2 Execute. Yeah, this is looking like a loss. My next card, the Oakman. Well, now maybe I have a chance. Our decks are now tied, but since he went first, he would lose first if he runs out of cards. I get another Execute, and just as importantly, a Psychic Energy. Time to put my trust in Hypnosis. And you know what? It mostly works out in my favor. Turns continue to go by as his deck is getting lower, but then he wakes up and takes out another Execute. He now only needs 1 prize to win. I draw a Defender, so if I can just get good luck with Hypnosis, I can at least hold off on Meditate knocking me out for an extra turn. 3 cards left in the deck, and I finally get 2 grass energies to use Leech Seed. And crazy enough, Murray doesn't try anything else. He just keeps using Meditate until his deck runs out 1 turn before mine. Look at this. I won by having 0 cards in my deck and needing all 6 prizes. That is absolutely crazy. And ultimately, it was all because Murray went first. I actually did use a Pokeball at one point before using the Oakman, and it failed. If it was successful, I probably would have lost. That was quite the match, though. Wow. Thank you, Murray, for evolving Kadabra into Alakazam. Changed the whole course of the match. Psychic Metal obtained, only the Fire one remains. Yeah, I'm now going to have to beat Ken and Courtney back-to-back with 4 eggs weak to fire. We'll see how this goes. At least Ken tends to not use many fire Pokemon. I say that, and then his Magmar Fire punches my only Execute in just a couple turns. Well, alright then. Attempt number 2. Actually, not a whole lot to say about this one here. Ken opens with a Jigglypuff, so I did my best with Gusties and such to take out all of his Growlithe before he could manage to get an Arcanine. He did not get a Magmar the entire time, which is actually the scariest one on his team. So I won by getting all 6 prizes and only lost 1 Execute when his Chansey double-edged both of us. Honestly, a pretty easy Fire Metal. But now it's Grandmaster time, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little scared of Courtney here. She should be the toughest one, so let's see if I actually need the most attempts against her. Let's do this. And well, I wasn't wrong. She starts with just a Vulpix, but it all goes poorly real quick. I get 1 Execute who gets blasted for 120 by her Ninetales. Alright then, attempt number 2. So this is looking a little familiar. She starts with just a Vulpix. That's it. But oh, look at this. She plays 2 Fire Giver Moltres on her first turn, giving her 6 fire energies. How sweet. I'm just so happy for her. But you know what? I start unleashing Gusties and energy removals at the speed of light, and she has no idea what's going on anymore. After some time, I get Wigglytuff in there, and I manage to take down a Ninetales, Arcanine, and 4 Moltres to get the win. Wow. Easter came early, my friend. Your mighty fire legendaries are garbage. Thunder Steve time. It starts out with my Execute against 2 Voltorb, and I have 3+ powers right away. This will be over quick, unless he, plays a Zapdos. Funny enough, Voltorb is the one who gets hit by the Thunder, though. And then, this little Execute almost took out his whole army. He got to use Big Thunder once and took out one of my mysterious fossils, but that was it. I got all 6 prizes by using 1 Execute and then Wigglytuff at the very end to knock out Jolteon and Eevee. Nothing to it there. Let's see how it goes against Jack. This one was just super annoying because I literally had to deal with all 4 of his Lapras. Amazingly, I only ever took confusion damage once, but man, those are annoying to fight. But yeah, I won here by taking all 6 prizes again from 4 Lapras, a Seal, and an Articuno. Nice. Only Rowdy and Ronnie remain. So Rowdy Roddy starts with a Dratini, but immediately switches in for a Lapras. Come on, how many of these stupid things do I have to deal with? I did manage to lose an Exeggcute to Confusion, but honestly, the rest of the match was stupid easy. My other Exeggcute took down his Lapras, and then a few Dratini, a Charmander, and a Magikarp for all 6 prizes. I didn't see any of them evolve, but he did use a Pokemon Trader at one point to trade in his Charmeleon for Kangaskhan that never factored into the game. Okay, only one fight remains and this challenge will be over. Let's hope the derpy Ronald match will at least be a little interesting. And nope, this wasn't interesting at all. I start with only Jigglypuff against 3 Eevees, so I can't even attack. I do get one Exeggcute who immediately takes 140 damage from Moltres' Dive Bomb, and that was the entire match really. Pretty lame. Attempt number 2. But nope, this wasn't very interesting at all either. I mean, okay, Homie opens with a Kangaskhan, plays Fire Giver Moltres, uses a Scoop Up to play it again, and uses Fetch all on his first turn. He got down to 39 cards in his deck in the first turn alone. So naturally, the temptation is there for me to just do my best to have him leave Kangaskhan in. He plays so many bills and uses Fetch so many times that he absolutely flew through his deck and never once tried to attack or retreat Kangaskhan. Is this a cheap way to beat him? Maybe, but also like, look at his stacked bench. My eggs can't beat those, so I'll take what I can get. But I did it! I beat the Pokemon Trading Card Game using only 4 Exeggcute and 1 Wigglytuff. And there actually were some good intense matches in there. The fight against Murray was amazing, and the Amy and Nikki fights were also really good, and then Mitch was an absolute disaster to take on. 7 tries there. But the rest were fairly easy really. Exeggcute being able to heal when attacking is awesome. Leech Seed may only ever remove 1 damage counter a turn, but it was extremely helpful if I'm only getting hit by moves that do 10 damage. As for Wigglytuff, it really did become super powerful in late game matches if I got one, especially if I was able to stock up on fossils and more Exeggcute. And I very rarely ran into a situation where I had a helpless Jigglypuff out there. Definitely a few times, namely my first attempt against Ronald, but this deck isn't really built for Do the Wave to be great. But man, it really was great if I had a full bench of fossils and eggs. Overall, this was a fun one. Jungle Exeggcute really is a pretty sweet basic Pokemon to use here, and I even managed to use Hypnosis way more than I thought I would, and Sleep did come in handy on occasion too. So, happy Easter my friends. May you get that creepy, uneasy feeling by passing the scary Easter Bunny in the malls, and happy egg hunting if you're into that. Oh, and also like, it is a religious holiday and all too if that's your thing. Well, Spike, I did it. I beat the TCG using only some creepy eggs and the Easter Bunny. But for you to find it, you have to go find your Easter basket first.
Why are you making me do this again? You win these every time. There's no suspense. You just play against a trainer over and over until you win. You really can't lose those challenges. And I bet you beat Ronald at the end by making him run out of cards. That's so boring.
Gosh, Spike, I didn't know you felt this way. Just wanted to do something nice for you.
Yeah, you're right. You're just trying to be a friend. Okay, I'm sorry. What's the first clue to find my Easter basket?
What? Oh, no, there's no clue. It's just outside in the snow. Here, I'll show you.
The snow? Wait a second. The ice is super effective against me.